Okay. All right. Okay, so we're kind of going to go over the more of like kind of like the school part of basketball. These things are kind of important to understand in order to play basketball. So we're going to talk about the different areas of the court. So the 3-point line is right there, and if you shoot behind it, you score 3 points. I'm sure if you guys watch the NBA, you've seen like Steph Curry shoot a few of those and make those, right? The next line is the half-court line, and that divides the court into 2 sides. And the next line is the free throw line, and that's that little right there, little arc part. And when you get fouled while you're shooting, then you take a shot from there, and that is worth 1 point. All right, the next place is the key. You can also call it the paint. You can also call it the lane, but it's a big block that's underneath the basket, and you only get 3 seconds to be in there if you're on offense. All right, the next part is the block. To me, it kind of lets you know before you get to like the next part that we're talking about, the baseline. But it's kind of just an indicator of how far low you can go on offense and defense. And the next one is the baseline. So that is, if you go if you go over the line, then the ref will blow the whistle and you are out of bounds, and it is a turnover and you don't have the ball anymore. And then the last part is the sideline. And so you can see the court is one big rectangle, and so the baseline divides it on the ends, and then the sideline divides it on the sides. All right.
So then now we're gonna want to talk about the defensive things.
Talk a little strategy.
Yeah, you can draw, or you can tell me.
You can go ahead. You can take over, Mayo. Talk a little defense.
All right, so we're going to talk about a little bit on defense, and generally when you guys come to camp, I know this is review for a lot of you that already play basketball. Aurora, I'm looking at you. I know we've gone over this before. So if on teacup, that's you set up all of your teammates along the line when the opposing team is coming from this direction, right? I know you're all impressed with my drawing skills. Just keep it inside. It's really impressive. I get it. And then if we want to talk about, so why is this helpful? This is so that you can have good communication with each other. And if too many people are in this side, you can tighten up between this person and this person. Or if too many people are coming on this side, then you can tighten up between this person and this person. It's all about talking with one another. So let me clear that one up, clear all my drawings up, and now let's talk about the box defense. Is where you put someone here on the low blocks, you put someone here in the corner, and you put someone here right in the middle. And this allows you to set up a defense that protects the basket just a little bit more, so that maybe they have to shoot from, you're forcing the team to shoot from the outside. If you know that that team's not that great from shooting outside, then you set up a box defense. If you know the team's not, if you know the team's better at shooting outside, then maybe the teacup will help you better defend against that. So I'm going to clear all my drawings again. If we want to talk about what the press is, the press means that every person on your team goes and picks up a person on their team. If that's called a full press. That means that as soon as they bring the ball in, you immediately go pick someone and you stay on them and you pester them and you make it hard for them to bring that ball down the court. Sometimes, like when I'm playing, for example, they tell me go press or I'll work with someone. So we'll just have a 2-person press, and the 2 people will go up and bother the 2 primary ball handlers, and then all three of them will come down the court, and maybe they'll set up like a triangle while Romeo, Coach Mayo's over here, and Mouse is over here, and we're bothering the people with our two press. So, Coach Mouse, what does KYP stand for?
So KYP is know your personnel, know your players. And on defense, it's really important. So we do things like watching film and, when you have off times during the games that you go and watch other teams and you kind of scout out, what kinds of things do the other teams want to do? Like who is their main shooter? Like, for example, like if you were watching me, what does Mouse like to do? Mouse likes to do picking and sealing. So she's not really that big of a shooting threat, but she's definitely more of like a squirrely, kind of annoying type of player who's trying to get the bigger players into where the paint or onto the block where they can shoot better. And that's really important. And that helps you create a pregame strategy, and even at halftime or as game progresses, adapting and evolving what your game plan is.
So we'll go to the next slide. If I can click it. Cancel. Click.
Oh.
There we go. So now we're talking about different things to do on offense. So I don't know if Mouse, do we want to go over some of these? You want to draw some of these? We can kind of talk about things.
Yeah, well, let's first talk about like what a balanced offense looks like. So a balanced offense would be, let me draw a little something on here. All right, so a balanced offense would be two people. Oh, that is a really thick line. Ugh. Yeah, my art skills are fantastic.
That's good, don't worry about it.
All right, so you got your two players on one side, and then you got one up here at the top, and then you got two more on this side. And so a balanced offense creates a lot of space, right? So these two people are working together, trying to get closer to the basket. These two people are working together, and this person is kind of like the quarterback, right? So they can see everything. They're up at the top of the key. They're at the 3-point line, and they can see everything. So they can talk to each other, and we can even do things like a pick here if you wanted to. It just creates a lot of reads that we can do while we're playing. Clear. How do we do that? Oh, yes, there we go. Okay. So that's what a balanced offense would look like, hopefully. So some things that we would do is things like pick and rolls. And so pick and roll, there are many types of picks and rolls, but we've got, let me get a thinner line here. So X's are going to be on offense. So we've got this person here, and then we've got this person up here. So essentially a pick and roll is you're going to see who is closer to the basket. And this person right here is the closest to the basket, and they want this person right here to come in closer to the basket, right? And so this person is going to come here, and they're going to do a little banana cut, a really ugly banana, and they're going to set a pick on this defensive person right here. And so this person is going to come this way, and then this person is going to come here, and then that is creating space, and it's creating a decision for this defensive person right here. So they have to decide, are they going to defend this person who has set the pick right here? Or are they going to defend this person who has come here? Because this person, the other defender, they can't do anything. They are picked out. They are out of the play. They can't help. So who do they decide? And that's going back to our know your personnel, right? Which person is the bigger threat? to shoot and make the basket. And that's just a really, really simplified pick and roll. And that's what's called a low to high pick. Okay, did you want to talk about any other kinds of picks and rolls, Coach Mayo? I'll clear all my drawings.
Pretty good. I just think the most important thing about any pick and roll is you're trying to take two players and turn it into a 2 versus 1. And if you can get that 2 versus 1, and then you're both attacking, and then you can pass the ball to the one person that's no longer being defended. But it can look like so many different things. Can I talk about spacing?
Yeah, totally. Take on over.
Spacing, I think, is important because if we have people here, people here, people here, right? I'd say this is a pretty good, evenly spaced offense going on. But if I look on the other side of the screen, and we have 3 people here, and then we've got one person here, and then one person here, the spacing is not going to be as good on this side because it really is just going to take 2 defensive people to defend against all these three people here because the spacing on offense isn't good. That's why you want to separate out and you want to pass the ball because passing actually goes faster than moving. So what do you think? We'll move on and go to the next one. Want to add a little more?
Yeah, and so our last kind of little bullet point is our know your player, know your personnel. So knowing what your teammates are able to do, like for example, what kind of a pass would be good for me? Like for me, I want my pass right here to my chest because my balance is not so great. So I kind of need it like right to me. Whereas like if say Coach Mack was playing, you know, he has a better core than I do. Even Coach Mayo has a better core than I do. So you can kind of throw a pass that's not quite as centered to both of them, and they'd be able to get it a little bit easier than I would. And just knowing, you know, what kinds of things are your teammates good at, you know, what kinds of things are they not so good at, and just utilizing everybody's strengths to make more baskets than the other team.
Sorry. It's a big part of it is communication too. You know, if you talk with your team, you can get little verbal cues from each other. Hey, I like it when you bounce it into my chest. Hey, I like it when you put it right here. This is the best. Hey, don't pass it to me unless we make eye contact first. Hey, you know, there's a lot of little things that you learn by playing with your team, and that's one of the most important things to learn.
Yeah, to me, when you're communicating with your teammates, I like to see it as like a dialogue, right? So if I'm saying, hey, Coach Mayo, come down and work on my side with me, I would expect him to respond with,
yeah, like, okay, I'm there. Or you're first, I'm second. Here we go. I'm diving.
Yeah, just constantly being in communication with each other, just knowing what each other can do, and because I mean, you should know what your teammates are going to do anyways, but taking that extra step and talking about it, having that dialogue, that's what makes good teams great.
All right.
Want to move on?
Go on to the next part, see where we can go.
Okay. So I'm sure most of us have played basketball once or twice maybe, but we're going to just kind of talk about, you know, the comparison between wheelchair basketball and what I call stand-up basketball. So pretty much the rules are the exact same. The only difference is in wheelchair basketball, we don't have the double dribble rule. But other than that, the court size is the same. The height of the basket is the same. I mean, it's just, you know, basketball sitting down. That's all it is.
We got two.
The what?
2 pushes.
Yep, 2. So for dribbling, you only get 2 pushes or 2 touches of your wheels, and then you have to dribble. But other than that, I mean, all the rules are the same. Wheelchair basketball, we do have a couple of extra rules. One of which is concerning our classification. So each person is given a number, 1.0 to 4.5. And each, in whatever division that you're in, you are only allowed to play X amount of points. So basketball, wheelchair basketball has, a little math in there. So you can only have, I think for men's, is it what, 15? 15 points?
Yeah. It changed last year.
Yeah, like it's different, like from college, like that I think they only have 14, and I think internationally they only have 14.
What are you, what's your number?
I am a 1.0.
Why are you?
So I am a 1 because, like I said earlier, my balance is not so great. My torso, my trunk control is not very good. I don't have very good balance, and so you guys have all seen my chair. And in my seat, I kind of had to sit a little bit deeper just to kind of compensate for not having the balance. And then I use the strap right here to give me fake abs, basically. What classification are you, Mayo?
I am a level 3. That's because I have they classify you on, can you hold the ball above you, to the side, to the left, to the front of you, and can you use your abs to actually reach down and pick it up? When they classify you, they look at your entire ability and they say, all right, well, can the person like sit in on one side of there and hold her, or as they're pushing, do they have to push on your knees to get your body up to back up to position? And so for me, they put me on as a 3. So what does that mean? That means like if there's a 15-point team and I take up 3 points and Mouse takes up 1 point, we're 4 points total now, and now we've got 11 more points of people we can put on the court at any one time. So that's pretty good. So let's go get some really, really big, tall, single leg amputees and go demolish. Right?
Yeah, and what's really cool is in the college division, you can have one player who is considered not disabled. So they don't have a disability at all, and they can play on the team, which is really cool, and it's really inclusive.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. And that just kind of is trying to help, make more opportunities for college teams to expand and to make the college tournaments and the teams more competitive. What kind of rules did you want to talk about? Because I kind of mentioned a couple already.
The shot clock. We have a shot clock, in basketball. So you have a certain amount of time to inbound the ball from the sideline and bring it down and take a shot. You can't just sit there and hold the ball forever and ever and ever. So we have some videos here, but some of the videos are pretty long. So I don't know if we want to pick and choose. Maybe we can watch Mac play a little bit. We can watch Coach Mouse play a little bit, and then I have a bit of a video. But there's a lot of videos in this PowerPoint, and if any one of you want this PowerPoint, just email camp, email any one of us. Tell us later on in the week. We can just put this PowerPoint up somewhere where you guys all have access to it. And there's a bunch of good videos of Mac playing internationally and things like that. So let's see how well it likes us today. Here we go.
I think Mac is here with us right now.
Is he?
I think so.
So this is Coach Mac playing. You see him? He's bringing the ball down the court. There he is. I think it was the first over there. The third week being recorded this entire But you can see how Coach Mac is seeing it play. See how they're spreading out right off the bat. See how they spread out the weight, allow the big guy to come in the middle. Sometimes you're working, you're pulling the camera from your base, and you know your counter evolving is going to come down around the pitch, right? And then once it's not, once it's away, can you hear this? Can you hear it? Okay, you can't hear the basketball? Oh, that's fine. Coach Mess, if you want to talk while this is happening, like
Yeah, is there a way to mute the video? Because we couldn't hear anything that you were saying because the video is too loud.
okay, it was basically me saying, hey, there goes Coach Mack making another shot. And then there goes Coach Mack making another shot.
There goes Coach Mack just beasting it up.
I muted the video and I'll play it again. Let me know if you can.
Okay. So Coach Mack is wearing number 50 and he has the ball right now. And so you can see they had a very balanced offense. They had the two people on his side and the one at the top and then the two people on the other side. And they're creating space right now by crossing with each other.
What kind of defense do they have?
Well, right now it turned into a box.
Yeah. And that's
because when you're in the teacup defense, right, you're setting up initially on the 3-point line, but as the opposing players come down, then you go off with whichever person comes down, and it usually ends up becoming like a box later on. Ooh, and now Mac is shooting from the free throw line.
I think this is a cut video.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's watch some highlights from Coach Mouse. I'll let her annotate those as well.
Okay.
Oh, I have to pull up a different. I have to pull up a different thing. Give me a second.
No problem.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and share screen again. Then I'm going to share this screen. I got computer sound. All right, so it's a tall one because I've got another video ready to go. Let me see if I can pull this away. There we go. Ah, I think I just got rid of it. Dang it. So we're gonna do another one first. We're gonna do me first, and then I'll figure yours out.
You want to get rid of my message?
Oh, that's okay. So here's me. I don't know if you can hear it. I can try and mute it. Yeah. Boom. How's that?
There we go. Yeah. So tell us, Coach Mayo, what's going on?
This is, if you can't find me, I'm the guy in the orange shirt. Because I like orange, and you can't see me yet. This is me playing, I think this is, most of these are, this is my D2 team, playing with another D2 team. This is rec ball, but most of these guys are playing on the D2 teams. One is San Jose, and then this is the Sacramento Royals team in blue. We're up in Reading playing a tournament.
So what does D2 mean, Coach Mayo?
You get different divisions in wheelchair basketball. There's recreational, which means anyone come out, anyone play, don't care, and it depends upon what the division, the group you're playing with. They don't care if a person's able-bodied or not. You know, just come and get in the chair and play. And then you get a little more organized: D1, D2, and D3. I don't think D4 exists anymore. It did kind of used to. D3 is, you know, you're a recreational team, but you're a little bit more organized and you want to go play against other like teams, but you don't quite have the pieces to be a D2. And then you got the D2, which is you're a very fast team. You have the ability to set up plays. You can spread the floor and you can consistently make some shots, but maybe you don't have that one extra piece, like the really tall person, or you don't have that one really good ball handler. And then a D1 team tends to be like, they have all the pieces, and some of the people that you're playing on those D1 teams, they're going to the Paralympics. They're just on that track, and so the level of quality goes very high. Mac was that level of that Mac was playing. You saw in the first clip. I mean, that was college basketball, but that's pretty high level. You know, I'd say that's D1 basically. And then so here, this is a mix between rec ball, but the people we're playing with are like D2, D3. But look, I made a shot. Oh, I missed a shot. You know, to be continued.
And the really cool thing is that you can do, hello, Coach Mac.
Oh, hi. What's up, guys?
Welcome.
Really quick, all the video you guys are watching today, all right, even though it's different levels, all the principles that Coach Mouse and Coach Mayo have gone over, your offensive sets, your defensive sets, you will utilize that in all levels of ball, all right, whether you're a prep player, a varsity player, whether you're going to be on the national team. So that's basically everybody that's on this call. You guys are all going to be playing at the national level soon. But these are things that you really have to take into consideration and keep applying to every game that you play. All right.
So I'm gonna find Coach Mouse's video again, and then Mac, say hello.
Yeah, tell us about yourself.
Hello, fam. It's been a while. I see a lot of familiar faces. Hi, Aurora. What's up, Suchitra? Lolo. What's going on, Max? Man, this is a good athletic squad that I see in here. Super exciting stuff. Hey, Olivia. Good to see you. Abby, hello. But seriously, guys, like what everything Coach Mayo and Coach Mouse are showing you, like this, it's the little details that make the difference between a good and a great player. I see a lot of great athletes in here, though. All right, we just have to keep working on it. Okay?
Coach Mac, can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing later today?
Absolutely. So for those of you that are coming on a little later, which I hope is everybody, we're going to be doing some basketball skills, all right? So because it's raining and storming outside, I'll be doing it inside, and I'll be using my everyday chair. If you don't have your basketball chair or a wheelchair at all, you can still do all of this sitting down. You don't even need to use a basketball. Like I'll probably be using a soccer ball, and there'll be some drills where we might use a softball. Okay, but everything that we're going to be doing later on, you can use the things that are just kind of lying around your apartment or your house. All right? Sound good? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
I got that video for Coach Mouse up. I'm going to share that.
Do it.
Okay.
Ready? Oh, let me make sure I mute. Oh, it is muted. Okay.
Oh, 2015, 2016, what a time. Okay, so you're gonna have a really hard time finding me because I am tiny, but I just got the rebound, right? So we're making space. We're having a balanced offense. Look at that.
Buckets.
Buckets.
What number are you?
I am 21, and you can kind of find me by my elbow pads, kind of. The quality is really not very good. But we used this application called Huddle, and that's where we would upload all of our game film, and so we could study it and watch it later. You know, studying for basketball is just really important to be doing. You know, at whatever level that you are at, you know, even the national team, you know, they go over, you know, things like one-on-one, and, you know, they watch game film. You know, picking apart different parts of their game just to make themselves better. So no matter what level that you're at, you know, you can always just, you know, pick a random, you can watch the gold medal games from like Rio, and you can watch what some of the best athletes in the world are doing and how they're playing the game. So did we want to ask if anybody has any questions? What questions does anybody have? Go ahead and put your hand up if you've got any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that. Y'all still with? Y'all sleeping?
We love to hear from you. Or who wants to put your hand up if you want to go see more videos of Coach Mac playing basketball? Let me get onto basketball screen 2. Here we are. We got Coach Mac. Coach Mac, tell us about this. Let me make sure it's muted. I don't know if it's muted. Yeah, it's muted.
Guys, so this is some footage from one of the Final Four games when I was playing in France. We were playing against the team from Paris. So at this point, so our league was about 40 teams, give or take. Final Four means that's the 4 remaining teams that are left in the playoffs. So this, I think, was the semifinal. So my team is actually the blue and yellow team. We were called Luke Handy Basket, and this is the Paris team in white. But what I really want you guys to take a look at is just kind of how many extra pushes each defender takes, or how many extra pushes each offensive player takes. All right. The difference between getting around an offensive player or getting a stop is really one push. Like Coach Mouse, she can take 20 pushes in a matter of seconds. All right? And that's what makes her such a great basketball player, because she gets so many strokes in. And it's really awesome.
Oh, thanks, Mac.
No, yeah. Well, her, Coach Mayo, all of you guys. So this was our practice facility, but we happen to hold one of our games there. So if you notice, you have a bunch of people in the stands there. There's a bunch of people in the stands behind the camera as well. When you play professionally, it means people will come to your games and they'll pay to come watch you play. All right, and that's something all of you guys have the opportunity to do. But what I'm really excited to see you guys do is playing intercollegiate sports. And that's sports that you're going to be doing in college. All right, Coach Mouse and I are really blessed because we were able to use basketball as a tool to get to our education. You know what I mean? School is the biggest thing. It's going to get you wherever you want to be in life. Like Coach Mayo has a great job. Coach Mouse has a great job. Coach Carey, all the coaches, they have great jobs because of going to university, because of putting themselves out there and really taking the time to hone their craft. All right. Like I know a couple of you guys are, you guys are awesome at singing, or you're awesome at doing wheelchair motocross, or even just swimming and things like that. Whatever you love to do, as you get older and you get better at it, people are going to want to pay you for it. And it's the coolest thing in the world. Right?
Yeah, it's just creating goals and then taking the necessary steps to achieve those goals. And we'll talk about that this week as well. But
absolutely.
What time is it?
If any of you guys have any questions about any of that stuff, like all the coaches, we're available for you to ask those questions. If mom or dad have questions about what colleges have wheelchair sports, things like that, we can talk. And even right now, like if you raise your hand, we'll call on you.
I have a question.
Okay, Suchi, hi.
Hi. So my question is, I struggle sometimes when I'm playing. I struggle with feeling like I'm not good enough. So I struggle with doubting myself. So one thing I want to kind of hear from you guys is, how do you deal with that if you deal with that on the court, when you see players or different teams and you feel like sometimes you're not good enough?
That's a really great question, Suchi. So if I touch on coaches?
Go for it, Mac.
Yeah. So, I mean, what you're feeling is it's a normal feeling, because we as human beings, we just want to be the best. We want to make sure we're doing everything we can in our power to be successful. And even there's always going to be some times where you're like, I don't know if I did enough on this, or maybe I should have taken an extra rep at practice, this or that. You have to understand, when you really put forth the effort, the results will come. All right, this feeling that you have, it's because you're so close to being great. All right, it's that competitive nature in you. All right, I know for a fact. Like I'm literally looking at all the screens. There's not a single person in here that is not that can't achieve their goals. You know what I mean? So even if it's sports, if it's school, maybe it's getting enough courage to take that driving test, whatever it is. Like there's that mental aspect of it. It's something that you'll be able to overcome because you know who you are as a person. You know what you're capable of. All right, and we as coaches, we know that you guys are all capable of like achieving your goals. It's just about being patient with yourself. All right. And knowing that if you stick to the practice plan, if you stick to the process that you've embarked on, then great things are going to come no matter what. And I promise you that. I guarantee that. That's a real good question. Coach Mouse, what do you got to say about that?
I mean, you just kind of got to figure out what you're passionate about. I heard some people were passionate about, writing. Some people are passionate about theater. Some people are passionate about sports. You just got to figure out what you're passionate about, and then what are you going to do in order to be not the best, but your best, and that's what's the most important. All right. Does anybody have any other questions before we get on out of here?
Can I just say, sorry, this is Coach Carey. 12 o'clock, I've got the first coaches talk today. I've built a beach inside my house. So please come and check it out. We're going to have a party.
Woo! I'm excited for that. Coaches talk.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, later on at 2 o'clock, Coach Mack is back with some basketball skills.
Coach Mack, what items do we need for our session at 2
Yeah.
o'clock?
So if you're coming to the afternoon session, I want you to grab some sort of weight. So that can be like a giant water bottle, or it could be a backpack full of books. I want you to grab a ball of some type, or if not, you can just have like a shoe. Okay. I know it's all like a big range of things, but and honestly, as we get into the session and depending on who I see and what we're working with, we will adapt to what your needs are. Okay. Sound good?
And tonight at 6 o'clock, we have karaoke.
Woo!
So, yeah, let's get the karaoke going. That'll be at 6 o'clock. So don't forget to log in for that as well. So noon, 2 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. All right.
I think Max, did you have a question, buddy? Were you like, no, you're good? Okay. All right.
Don't forget, we're having pasta for dinner tonight.
Pasta camp dinner tonight.
Very nice.
We'll see you all back here at noon.
See you all at noon, guys.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you so much. See you soon.
See ya.
Hey.
Ability first.
Booty first.
Booty first.